Well, hello. Hello.
Hola, señor. ¿Cómo está?
Well, it's Wednesday again as we
It feels like Monday.
Hello, my father, Ron. Good to
Hello,
see you.
Dad. Hello,
Good to see
Ron.
you. I see the numbers are picking up. Always a pleasure to see all of you lovely people jumping in. So, without further ado, welcome to another episode with your hosts, Adam and Debbie. We are Beyond the Silence, and we're very excited for this evening, aren't we?
Why do we have to talk like that?
Because it's so much fun and it just helps change the mood and it's great. Hello, Jeff.
Jeff.
So,
hello, everyone.
So real quickly, do a real quick recap. Wanted to make sure that we said it live. You know, we had Memorial Day a couple days ago, so we want to thank all the men and women that have done so much for all of us for this country. So we definitely appreciate this. We wanted to make sure we said it live as well, and we hope everybody is doing well. It's good to see all of you.
It is,
and like I said, it's another lovely Wednesday. You know, the weather might not be so rough in some areas. I know it's raining by me, but that's okay. I do love the rain.
Raining by me too.
And but other than that, Debbie, how are you?
Really?
Standard procedure. Really? Standard procedure to ask, at least.
Okay, well, I'm good. I'm good.
We're getting there.
I'm actually a little anxious, so if I get a phone call or something in the middle of my show or our show, my part of the show, I'm going to be hanging up quickly.
That's fine.
No, I won't.
You'll be good. You just mute yourself, or I can mute you, if we need to. And
my child is on her way to the hospital for birthing a baby. We don't know for sure, but it's a good possibility she's going to be induced. So she has high blood pressure, so things aren't like normal baby for her, So yeah, that's about it for me.
Other than at least being in the hospital, she's in a good place. They'll take good care of her. So yeah, I mean, that's the best of all things.
This is exactly what happened the last pregnancy. Yeah. So little Lucas might be on his way very shortly.
We're going to be waiting anxiously. You never know. We might get the official word during the live show. If not, we will. But we'll keep everybody posted a little bit. We'll say, if the little guy showed up or not this evening or not. So we'll see. You never know how those things, happen. They could you go real quick or it could take a little while. So
I've had such a hard day. At 6:36, I remembered I've been undoing my basement, unpacking. Mark's been at his mom's house. I've been holding down this fort. Look at my hair. Oh, Lord. If it's going to be big over there, it better be big over here. There. Let's make my hair big. And so then oh, my God. It's 6:36. I have a show tonight. First, I'd ask Alexa what day it was because I didn't even know what day it was. So...
There she is in the background.
She heard me. I can't even. No, I don't, Alexa. Thank you. Oh my gosh. This is a story of my life right here. Yeah. So I had to find out what day it was to make sure that it was. So I ran upstairs. Whoosh, whoosh, like I should have the world.
She's doing warrior paint on her face.
Warrior paint. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Yep, and that was all she wrote. Don't care.
They're good. Everything's great. We're in a good place. We got a fantastic guest on with us, and it's just going to be a blast. I mean, I'm super excited. I mean, you guys are going to love. You're going to love her energy. I'm telling you. And even then, 5 minutes before the show started, she even did a little something to help us both out. And I'm telling you though, Debbie almost passed out from how calm that she got. So just to show you how powerful our guest is going to be.
Debbie almost fell asleep. I did. I almost fell asleep. I was like, I could feel I'm sinking and sinking and sinking. It's like, oh Oh no, I need my water. I think I was, a little stressed out. She was just trying to help me out.
She did. And she
She
was.
did.
And even
She
then,
did.
I think it's amazing because, like I said, we're going to bring her on here in just a second. But when you
Okay.
stepped away to make that phone call, did you
Mhm.
notice it was only one ring? And how amazing it was that all she did was calm you down. Well, me too,
Right. Yeah.
but all it took was just everything to just drop just a little bit, and then everything connected because
Yep.
you've been trying to do
All day I've been trying to call my mom. She has not answered the phone one time all day.
Yep.
And she finally, after my little session, answered the phone, probably because she knew she had no choice.
Nope, it's just the way
Sharon.
it was just the way it worked. So
It is the way it works.
Mhm. So
Who has matching swimsuits? Wait a minute.
Well, you missed that. My father said real quickly that, Debbie, when are we invited to the pool party? And he bought a new Speedo. Okay, this is my father, everybody. And then Ron jumped in saying, well, me too. Maybe we'll have matching set. So
that
Ron
would be
and my father are going to be in matching Speedos at your pool party, apparently.
I wonder when that is. Let me know.
I don't know, but apparently something's going to be happening. We just haven't booked it yet. So, interesting times.
Cute. Yeah, interesting times. But okay, yeah. Well, we'll have the video running, and we'll have all kinds of video of that.
Right.
Can't wait. Okay, onward.
All righty. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and bring our guest in. I'm going to let her do all the super detailed part of it because it's always fun to be able to hear them talk about them, what they're into and things like that. But as much as I would do that, but it's still cool because, like I said, I want you guys.
And she's so relaxing. She
That's
just
what I'm saying. I want you guys to hear her speak.
Yeah.
Shut us up for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Shut me up, please.
So let's do this. Okay. So let's introduce our guest for this evening, Maria Dominique Lopez.
Hello. Hi. She's so cute. Isn't she so adorable?
So I'm saying, she's got energy that just is infectious. It really is. You just want to hang out with her. That's all you want to do.
Oh, thanks. I want to hang out with you guys too. I was like, where's the pool party and when can I come? And I don't have any Speedos, but I could get one.
It's turned into a nudist event at this point. So, I mean, Logan. Hi, Logan.
Okay, now it's really getting weird.
No, Logan. Okay, so do you know who Logan is?
I do know who Logan is.
Oh,
yes.
Dang it. I don't ever get to
She's one of our teammates' daughters.
Yes. But
on our paranormal team, so Maria has an idea.
But she also is
intramural water polo. What kind of team?
She's Rob's significant other who is building my chicken coop.
Right. Yeah, her significant other. Right.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. But thank you, Maria, for spending an hour with us, and we appreciate you taking the time. I know she's completely on the other side of the country, so we obviously don't want to keep her too late because she's still enjoying her late afternoon at this point. So.
Wow, lucky girl.
Yeah, it is 73 and sunny here in Los Angeles. It's disgusting.
It is.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
A week and a half ago, we would have been like, we're in the 90s and we're struggling with the high heat. So
yeah.
And now we're real cool, and it's been raining all day. So
there you go.
Yeah.
The perfect Memorial Day weekend weather.
It really was. It was very cool. It was actually nice because it felt like more of a April, May kind of temperature for us in the Midwest and things. So
all right, now I want to know everything about you.
I know, Maria. Tell everybody, what it is. Right. As detailed as possible. No, but let everybody know what you're into. No, but what are the things that you do? Because you have so many cool things that you're into, and that, what you're providing, what you're helping and people with.
So, my name is Maria Lopez, and I live in San Pedro, California, which is a suburb of Los Angeles. And I am an empath, an intuitive energy reader, a Reiki Master, a certified Reiki Master, and a former opera singer. I guess current opera singer. I still sing opera, but the whole industry shut down because of COVID. So yeah.
Will you sing one time for us?
I will. I'm just not sure if your mics will that be cool for everyone's sound systems if I do that?
You know what?
I can mute mine. You just
Well,
go
no,
right ahead. Oh, what?
No, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. I mean, if I mean, it could break up, but that's okay.
No,
Oh, okay.
sing. Sing.
All right. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna mute mine.
Do you want something in English, French, Italian, or German?
Are you shitting me? Oh my gosh. English.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I like this one. It's like Healer's song. When you walk through a storm, keep your head held high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky, and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll
Hell
wow.
yeah. Hell yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That's what I
Wow.
used to do. That's what
That
I used
gives
to do.
me chills. Like I got chills.
Oh,
That was
thank you.
beautiful. Oh my
Thank you.
gosh.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
What do you say after that?
yeah, I know.
So when the pandemic happened, actually right before the pandemic happened, in the fall of 2019, I was meditating. Oh, I'm hearing a little echo from somebody's speaker. Oh, no, it's gone now. So I was meditating, and I went into trance like you do when you're meditating, like we just almost did, Debbie, together.
Yeah.
And I noticed I actually was like brought out of trance by this tingling in my palms. And so I kind of opened one eye and like looked at this because it almost felt like ants or something all over me, right? And I was like, oh my God, like what is happening? I'm indoors. This better not be like some sort of infestation, right? And I looked at my hands, and sometimes you'll see an aura around things. I don't really see auras. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
But my hands were glowing with this golden aura of light. And I was like, and the glowing went away pretty quickly, but the tingling didn't stop for 3 months straight. And every time I would touch someone who was in pain, their pain would go away. And I would like have so much energy running through me that I couldn't sleep at night. At the time I was married, so I would like roll over and just like put a hand on my husband and be like, here, take this, like get it away from me.
Right, right.
Wow. And so I did a little research trying to figure out what was wrong with me. It was some sort of neurological disorder or something. We had been in a car accident just a few weeks before I started feeling the tingling. So maybe it's some injury or pinched nerve or something. And I'd been going to a chiropractor, and the tingling just kept getting stronger, and people's pain kept getting better. And finally, I started looking into other things. I'd been meditating for a while anyway, and I'd been working with tantric energy to like move energy through my body. And I had felt tingling in other places, like in my third eye and in my mouth and things like that. So I was like, well, that could probably be what it is, some sort of energy thing. Yeah. And that's when I found Reiki. And so I decided to get certified for Reiki. I got my level 1 right before the pandemic hit. And then when the pandemic hit, I got levels 2 and my master's level during the pandemic. Started a business as a Reiki healer, really just because it was the thing that was lighting me up. So opera, I'm great at it, but the industry is real toxic. And there's a lot of low self-esteems that then and rejection and all of this kind of like compounds itself into this really negative environment. And for me as an empath, it was really starting to wear me down.
Overwhelming. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when I started healing people instead, I just felt so lit up and so energized and so whole and peaceful doing that work that I decided to just start a business. Like, this is what I want to do the rest of my life. This is what I want to be when I grow up, right?
Right.
And so I've been healing. I have a company that is now officially an LLC as of this month called Ascending Arts. Ascending for the Reiki half of my business, arts for the music half of my business. My plan is, once everything opens back up again and in the world, I do have some contracts, some singing contracts that were postponed due to COVID that I will, still be doing after the pandemic once it opens up. So I'll still be performing. And so I've decided that in order to reinvigorate my performance life, it's going to have to involve healing. So now I have created a program called Sing the Light, which is where I will be administering group Reiki to all audience members in all of my live performances. So I'll be on stage, but everyone in the audience will be receiving, who's open to it, right, will be receiving.
Right. Sure.
That's great.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. In the meantime, I have this like beautiful, this beautiful healing business that I'm so proud of, all these amazing, ridiculously cool clients. And I just released my first big trauma healing program yesterday, and tomorrow it goes live for the whole world. Yesterday it was released for people on the wait list. It's called the Phoenix Rising, and it's a 3-month one-on-one mentorship program designed to help you heal trauma, utilizing weekly Reiki and energy readings, because my Reiki sessions are a little bit different than most people's. I do distance Reiki for the most part. Do have some in person now. Everyone's getting vaccinated.
Right. Sure.
But I do distance Reiki, 1 hour of Reiki, and then I'm reading your energy while I'm giving you that healing. I'm writing extensive notes about what your energy is telling me. And then we have a 1 hour phone call where it's almost like a spiritual mentoring, where I talk you through, this is what your energy was telling me. These are the places you can take it in your life. These are the ways that you should move forward with this. And so we're doing that every week in this program. You have unlimited Voxer support from me. It's almost like a walkie. Oh, Logan Clark. I'm so interested. Okay, Logan.
She is. She's so cute too.
Well, I would love to work with you, Logan. I'll definitely make sure that you get my information so that way you can check out the website for the Phoenix Rising program.
Yeah.
So it's weekly Reiki and energy readings for 3 months, plus unlimited Voxer support from me. Plus a Facebook community for people in the community, so you can show up for other Phoenixes and hold space for them as they heal from their traumas, and they can show up for you. That's optional because trauma can be tricky and we don't want to force people to like share.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm super interested to hear about that, Logan. So that's the program. Essentially, I've got a lot of guided meditations, like what you heard me do before the session. Or before we started this show. I've got all those designed to help you calm the nervous system. The one that you and I did is actually called my 5-minute nervous system reset. And it does literally lower cortisol levels, lower blood pressure, and help promote calm and healing. And
I need to talk to you before I go to bed at night. If that
yeah. Well, if you want, I can send you the link. If you want, I can send you the link for the guided meditation. You can just listen to it every night before bed, 5 minutes.
Yeah, because I'm serious. Like, I cannot believe it. I mean, it just like, I don't know how that works, but it's just about putting me to sleep. Seriously.
Well, a lot of it involves somatic experiencing, which I've had a great deal of experience with. So I've been in therapy for about 10 years, off and on over the last decade, for healing through multiple different kinds of traumas. And believe me, you want to talk about trauma, I've been through almost every single trauma you could imagine. The only ones I haven't had happen to me are being mugged at gunpoint and being a prisoner of war. Everything else I've pretty much experienced and healed from amazingly. Yeah. And I had someone ask me recently, like, how did you do this? How are you so full of compassion? How did you heal yourself from all of this stuff? And I realized, I went back in my mind and I came up with this term that I call the trajectory of pain. And that is basically this idea where, think about it. Every time you've grown in big ways, had huge transformations in your life, it's always been on the other side of pain.
True.
You
True.
start in
Yeah.
this like deep, dark hole pit of despair, and then you
Yeah.
claw your way out of it. And then by the time you've clawed your way out of it, you're more authentic, more full of joy, more, you have better boundaries, you have better relationships with people, you know,
Yeah.
before you ever were even in the dark pit of despair, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I was mentioning that to my therapist about a year ago, and she said, "Oh, you're talking about post-traumatic growth." And I was like, "I what now?" You know? and she said, well, post-traumatic growth was named by Richard Tedeschi in the 90s, in the mid 90s. And that's that phenomenon. I mean, every culture in the history of cultures has talked about it. Every religion has some discussion of this idea, this phenomenon whereby sufferers end up better for their suffering, right? Like gold in the furnace, he proved us. That's the Bible, right? Like, I mean, every religion has something like this. And this Richard Tedeschi was the first scientist to actually like name it, a psychologist who wanted to study the psychological phenomenon. So he started studying it. And as soon as she said post-traumatic growth, I was like, okay, I'm super interested. I want to know about this. What is this? And I just fell into this ridiculous rabbit hole of research on post-traumatic growth. And what I found in the research is that there are 3 main factors to achieving post-traumatic growth when you're healing through a trauma. The first one is resilience. Resilience is developed within the first 5 years of life, from 0 to 5, the formative years in childhood. And resilience is this idea, this understanding in our subconscious that if we fail, someone will be there to pick us up. If we fall, someone will catch us. And that's very much in the way we're raised. Not everybody's raised with resilience, but there are many resilience techniques that you can be taught, such as finding silver linings, practicing worst case scenarios to see how well you could survive through them. You know, there are lots of other resilience building techniques that may not be so natural to you, but that I can teach people in this program, and I do. The second one for post-traumatic growth is a community of support. Studies have shown that like 89% of people achieve post-traumatic growth more when they have a community of support. And that could mean your friends, it could mean your family, it could mean your therapist, your paid community of support, like your therapist or your life coach or your Reiki healer, right?
Yeah.
But for me personally, as a survivor of abuse and trauma, I have always had a really hard time relying on my friends and family because I feel like a burden. I feel like, oh, I'm burdening them with my problems. You know, I'm happy to take on their problems. I'm happy to show up for them, but I have a really hard time letting them show up for me and feeling like I'm not, you know, just venting all the time to them. And so I decided, like, you know, when we're talking about a community support, I can't be the only one who has a hard time sharing with my friends and family. I can't be the only one who feels much more comfortable unloading on my therapist because I'm paying for her to listen to me, right? So that's part of why I decided to make the one-on-one Voxer support 24/7. So that way, as people are working through these traumas with me, they have someone who is their paid member of the community of support that they can just unload on, and they don't have to feel like they're a burden, because that's what I'm here for. Not to mention the fact that given the amount of research I've done and the amount of therapy and trauma I've healed from myself, I'm coming from this very trauma-informed place. So unlike a therapist where they have to put boundaries in place in order to not be vulnerable with you, in order to not share their own experiences, in order to not be that kind of authentic because HIPAA, I can do that. It's like you just paid me to be your best friend, except I'm trauma-informed. It's awesome. And then
how much do you cost?
Well, this particular
I'm
program,
ready.
Right. Well, so we'll get there. But so the community of support, there's me. But I don't want for you to, when this program is over, to be attached to me at the hip. That's not helpful to anyone. I'm not a guru. I'm not your God. What I'm going to do is teach you how to have enough self-worth so you can believe that your friends and family can show up for you as community of support, that you're not a burden. I will teach you how to convince your mind and nervous system that you're not a burden and that you can rely on your community of support. I also created the Facebook community for the Phoenix Rising, so that way there's a built-in community of support of other people who want to show up for each other, right? And then the third thing for post-traumatic growth is a spiritual practice. Weirdly enough, spiritual practices are like huge for people achieving post-traumatic growth. And most people who do, if they didn't have a faith practice before they entered the trauma, they do by the time they've healed from it. That healing through has brought them through some sort of spiritual experience. And that's what the Phoenix Rising provides, not only in the Reiki sessions and the energy readings with me, but also in all the meditations, the guided meditations that I offer. And shadow work, journal prompts too. Shadow work is a really great way to develop a spiritual practice.
Nice.
So on top of that, that's one aspect to healing trauma. But here's the thing that I found out in my research that absolutely blows my mind. It's so sad. So our minds are really smart, right? They can pretzel, twisty, turn themselves in any direction they need to convince us that we're not in trauma when we are. How many times have you heard yourself say it? Oh, this isn't that bad. I've been through worse. Or, well, at least I'm not fill in the blank. They have it way worse than me. Like this is, at least I'm not that. Or,
Right.
oh, this is a first world problem. There are starving children in Africa. Like, how often do we gaslight ourselves from our trauma and not validate how severe it is? It's not because we hate ourselves or we're toxic. It's because we're trying to save ourselves from having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brain. I love you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. You're great. But here's the problem. Our minds, that means that our minds can heal from trauma incredibly quickly. Not only because they gaslight us and then we don't think about it, but when we do decide to think about it and heal, the power to make a decision, and this is what we're talking about when we talk about law of attraction, right? The power to make a decision, it literally can flip like a light switch for you, and then boom, you're healed in your mind. The only problem is our bodies also carry trauma, and they are kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Really, it's sad. Our nervous systems, studies have shown that our nervous systems literally cannot tell the difference between traumas. They can't tell the difference between severities of trauma. So your nervous system cannot tell the difference between that one time your dad yelled at you when you were 4 and you getting mugged at gunpoint in the street today. Not only that, your nervous system can't tell the difference between a past trauma and a current trauma. So if you've already healed from a trauma in your mind, but you're just remembering it, you're like recalling that one thing that like doesn't really bother you anymore, it still bothers your nervous system. So your body goes into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response no matter what.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So then we find ourselves with things like crazy muscle tension or like gut issues or, we find ourselves like freezing
Panic
up when we get in
attacks.
front of panic attacks, anxiety. Yeah, we find ourselves freezing up when we have to like speak to people or have a conversation, even though they're a safe person in our life. We find ourselves at a coffee shop, unable to listen to the person across the table for us because we're checking the exits to make sure there are no shooters. Like, it's just, there's all sorts of things that our body will do, and it's not because of our mind. It's not because we haven't done our work. And so how do we heal the nervous system, right? How? This is why there's this myth out there that when we have trauma in our lives, we just live with that trauma forever. And we just learn to cope with it the longer we have the trauma. And that's all we can hope for. That's not true. That's what somatic experiencing does. What you saw me do when I told you to do that hug, that somatic hug, that literally trains your body, your nervous system to go, oh, we're back in this container in the present moment right now. We're not in whatever anxiety we have. You know who Byron Katie is? Okay, Byron Katie she's like the Thich Nhat Hanh of the West Coast. She lives here in LA. She wrote this book called The Work. And she said this thing, and it blew my mind. She said that pain only exists in the past and the future. That's it. It does not live in the present moment, because when you are in pain, you are remembering old pains and applying them to this moment and letting them inform it, or you are expecting pain in the future and creating anxiety for yourself in this moment. But real true pain, right? Real true pain can't live
somebody
right
just
now.
told me this the other day.
Yeah,
actually,
true pain cannot live in this moment. It's all about our past or our future.
Right.
So when you do somatic experiencing, when you're in pain, you are literally physically bringing your mind and your body, all of you, back into this moment. Shoop, focused right now on the now. You can't be in pain right now. And that's how we train the nervous system to release trauma. Every time you go into trauma response over a specific trauma, we retrain the nervous system to come back to now. And then you're able, like you would train a dog to sit down or roll over, you train your nervous system over time, repetition, to release that trauma. And that's why we use weekly Reiki, is because Reiki has been proven in studies to lower cortisol levels, lower blood pressure, decrease pain, increase myelin development on the nerve endings that create memories and, cognitive processing. So Reiki has been proven to help you reset your nervous system. It's like the perfect combination. And that's what keeps doing this. That's my whole program. The whole thing is really designed to just like take a trauma and nip it in the bud. I'm not saying we're going to heal it in 3 months, but I am saying that in 3 months, you will have every single tool you need to have in order to know how to heal your trauma for good.
Yeah. I'm not kidding you. I'm out when Logan's significant other comes over to work on my chicken coop. His name is Rob. He always tells me, "Are you here? Are you here with me now?" You know, because I'm always like, "Oh my gosh, this happened." See, I don't have a problem unloading. Adam is great to listen to me unload, but poor Adam, you know, then he has to unload and then we have to unload. But it's like he says this to me every weekend. He said he's going to randomly text me now. Are you in the here and now? Are you in the here? He hasn't done it yet. Logan, he hasn't done it yet.
Yeah,
but
I'm waiting for my
here and now text. He's like, I'm really gonna do it. I'm randomly gonna do it. And I haven't gotten it yet. So I need to get that text every now and again. You know, but he's right. You're right. You're both very right about that, because because I can tell you that I can think about something like that and it sends me into anxiety. And then 5 minutes later, I'm still having anxiety, but I don't even remember what I thought about.
Yeah, that's just your body. Yeah. Patrick says, "Are you in the here and now?"
That's my father, so you know.
I'm actually back last weekend when he was telling me he was going to text me in the here and now, and I still haven't heard from him. So
there you go.
There you
go. Here's Logan's response to Rob.
That's hilarious.
But
yeah.
Go ahead. This is really interesting, and Maria, this will be great. Normally, I don't try to tell stories when we have a guest on, but this ties in with everything you just said, and I think, and it's normally I would I would tell you like off, but I think it's kind of cool because I can share it with everybody. But what's fascinating is I struggle with panic and anxiety because of the fact that I had a job that, you know, no matter which way I turned, all I was doing was being abused. I mean, basically being yelled at, you know, you're not doing this fast enough, and you got clients hitting you up, you got your managers hitting you up. So it's just, and for me, like you, being an empath and being sensitive to things, and all you want to do is help people, but when everybody keeps kicking you down,
right,
it weighs on you. So I had another friend just recently, just like, you know what, you got to release. You can do this. You are fully capable of releasing. So I was fully committed. And now I'm right now doing sort of the same thing that brought all this stuff on years ago. I'm a backup for, I do right now I'm doing help desk support. So basically I got to, people calling in, they're complaining about this isn't working. And then I have to set up a, ticket and so anyway. But I started panicking Friday, because Friday was the first day and I got to do it, the rest of this week and then Monday, Tuesday, next week. Well, I started panicking. I started having major anxiety. So for me, my anxiety it feels like a sledgehammer is going right through my chest.
Cool.
And it hurts. So they were just like, you just got to release, do this. You can do it. And I'm like, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, I've never really done that, but I'm going to commit myself to it. So Saturday, I'm hurting. And I got my son's birthday was Saturday, so I wanted to make sure I was okay. He just turned 10, and then my daughter's was Monday. So I'm like, I want to be good for everybody. So afternoon, I decided I'm going to do it. So I'm kind of laying there pretending like I'm napping, and I go into it, not knowing how this is going to work for me. I'm just going to be completely open. Like when I do mediumship, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But I know my intention. Set everything out. Went through the process. When I came out of the meditation, it was as if it was gone. And I'm like, and I was confident that I was set and I made sure of it, but I was unbelievably blown away that not knowing what I was truly doing, but knew who I was calling on to help me. And when I woke up, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe, it was gone. And then now, I'm 2 days into this week because we had Monday off. I'm 2 days in. I ain't got any problems waking up. I'm sleeping to the alarm clock. And that's what I think is fascinating. And that's why I wanted to share this, because you can see that even Maria can show you guys to do this. And I just tried it on a whim, just seeing what would happen. But it's mind blowing that it can happen. You can release this stuff if you are set on it. You have to be committed. And like Maria, she's going to show you a lot of things of how to do this, but you've got to want it. Don't be like, I'm going to try it, because I hate the word try. It's actually been a bad word to me. I love the early Star Wars stuff, because Yoda always put it best. Do or do not do. You don't try.
Yeah.
So you're going to do this. If you're going to commit to release all that stuff that's weighing you down and causing you pain, you got to do it. So I thought that was kind of cool how you just talked about all that, and I just like, here, I just tried something on a whim but committed, and then released it, and I feel bleeping great.
Yeah. And that's exactly what can happen for us when we have faith in ourselves, right? And I'm sure you, being the medium that you are, being the spiritualist that you are, have a great deal of love and respect for yourself. And so being able to lay down and make that decision for yourself and say, I'm perfectly capable of committing to this. I love and respect myself, and I know what I'm capable of, because I've seen it happen time and again for myself and for the people around me. That is exactly what I teach people to get to, that point. Because the people who come into the Phoenix Rising, those people, they do not love themselves yet, but they will. Yeah. They don't think they're worthy yet, but they will.
Right.
They'll know what I know the minute they walked into the room by the time they leave. And that is that they are worthy, 100% worthy of unconditional love and support, 100% worthy of their own healing, 100% worthy of claiming their own divine power. That's what I'm teaching these people to do. So that way, when they leave, they can lay down. They can heal themselves. They're becoming their own self-healer. I'm not healing them. They're healing themselves. I'm just teaching them how to have faith that they can.
Yep. That's awesome. That's so cool, man. There's so many things that I think, I'm so glad that there's so many of us that are out there that are doing what we do. And we're really, bringing back things that have always been around from our earliest beginnings. And we're finally showing that you don't need a drug to fix this or that. There's a lot of things that all we're doing is we're just a voice. And you're just picking up on that voice, and you're just kind of letting it kind of compute into you and like translate. And then finally, like, it snaps, because, there's a lot of us, they'll say the same things, but there's just one of us, for some reason, our tone, our frequency resonates with that person, and then things change. So if people don't want to get a reading from me, Debbie, whoever, that's okay. Find somebody that you want to get from, or healing from one of us. Whoever calls to you, that's the whole point. We'd rather see you, connect with somebody that it is going to, that you feel like you're going to get something out of it. So love this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was something that you said there that really ignited me, and I wanted to say something, but also I have ADD, so sometimes things fly out of my brain and I just can't remember. So one of the things that we were talking about with this whole idea of like the community of support, right? This idea of like creating a community of support also filters into what you're talking about. As a community of healers, we support each other, because truly when we all succeed, and this is something Danny and I talk about all the time, when we all succeed, then the whole world succeeds. And that's really the goal, right? The goal is global ascension. The goal is the ascension of and healing of everyone. Right. And so for me, it's definitely never a question of who can do what better. It's just, who do you want to do that for you? Go to them. Yeah. Because as long as you're doing your work, as long as you're on your way to your ascension, I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's no offense. I mean, it's no offense to us. I mean, but that's so cool.
So that is the basis of the Phoenix Rising. And to answer your question, Debbie, the Phoenix Rising for 3 months is a $3,000 program. So $1,000 a month. It's only about $250 more expensive than seeing a therapist every week if you don't have insurance, which I don't. Well, I have insurance, but it doesn't cover therapists. Actually, surprisingly, most insurance does not cover therapy in this country, and that's a whole other rant of mine that I'm not even going to get into. But
I know.
It's fine. So it's only about $250 more expensive than that, but you are also getting me not for 1 hour a week, you're getting me for 2 hours a week, plus anytime you want to talk to me, plus all of the guided meditations, plus all of the shadow work and journal prompts, plus the Facebook community that has monthly healing circles in it that I host. So there's a lot in there. I accept payment plans for this program. I accept financing through PayPal credit for this program. So that's awesome because PayPal credit offers like 6 months of 0% interest financing.
Yeah.
So you have tons of time to pay it off. So that's to answer your question. If you are interested, that's how much it is.
Nice.
What's the best place to reach you? I mean, how do we, some of our viewers, how do they, check it in and try to set this up?
Yes. Okay. I will say that at the end, but I need to say this first because I did remember one more thing I wanted to say. And if I don't say it now,
go for it.
I'm going to forget because ADD. So one of these things you were talking about this really old ancient healing. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So Reiki is a word, but it is also this very ancient shamanic. Well, it was developed in like the 20s, the early 1900s, by Master Usui. But it was kind of like this conglomeration of Shinto, Taoist, Buddhist, shamanic Japanese healing, hands-on healing that he then like kind of created the 5 Reiki principles out of and the symbols out of and all these things that we now know as Reiki. But every single indigenous culture on earth has some version of hands-on energetic healing. So like you said, this ancient wisdom, this ancient healing knowledge that we're just sharing, right? A great example is the chakra system. I mean, we have, chakras all over our body, but the 7 major chakras that everybody knows, located here in the center. So what I do when I start a Reiki session is I give a craniosacral hold very first thing. And the reason why I do that is because craniosacral holds release serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins throughout your endocrine system. Your endocrine system is made up of 7 pairs of glands, and that promotes healing and relaxation. Those 7 pairs of glands are located in the exact same spots as the 7 major chakras. The 7 major chakras were first written down in like 600 BC, and the endocrine system was discovered and mapped in 1899. So it's like, yet again, our science is confirming these ancient healing techniques that we've always known as a people were true somewhere deep in the recesses of our intuition, but that we then, as a society, as a societal shadow, we gaslit ourselves into not believing it was true. And now there are just a few of us, like the 3 of us, who are remembering and then helping others remember their own self-healing power, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I do Reiki too, but it's weird because I've always done hands-on healing and distant healing, and it's, for me, I've always done it even before I got my Reiki stuff. I mean, so it's I don't feel like I don't know. It was like I knew already. I knew everything to do. I knew. And when I went through the Reiki stuff, I'm like, oh, I already do this. Wait a minute. Okay, wait, I already do this. So it was really weird that, there's a name for this stuff. Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And even what I'm doing, I know is not like fully traditional Reiki because I'm doing the energy reading as I go, and I know that that's something in there is in the blood and in the ancestry, and I'm just like trying to figure it out and doing ancestral work and research on my own indigenous people to try to figure that out. But
the thing is that we're guided to do this work, not because it's written in a book. People back then did not have a book to read, and that we're guided to do this because this is what we're supposed to be doing. And nobody has to go through a Reiki course. Nobody does. You don't.
Thank you. I'm so glad you said it.
Yeah.
Because, in fact, quite frankly, I feel like the people who go through Reiki courses, generally speaking, don't receive Reiki so much as the people who don't take the Reiki courses.
Right. I mean, I took the first one and I'm like, why am I doing this? This is so weird. I don't even know why I'm doing this. And so I didn't finish because I'm like, I know what I do and I know it's working, and I don't need to be guided into doing anything a different way than what I'm doing. But everybody wants to do the Reiki. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just get all, my stuff. And I thought, you know what? No, I'm making people happy. I don't need to do it. I'm guided through my own spirit. I'm guided through whatever is giving me the guidance to do it. Everybody can do it. They have to tune into it. You just have to tune into it. Right?
Yes,
I mean,
yes. Yeah, I completely, yes. I say this all the time. All the time. And really, the only reason why I got a Reiki Master certification was to legitimize my business, because I know that there are people who really like certifications. They will not trust me until they see the piece of paper.
Sure.
And that's okay. I'm willing to do that. And I was happy to learn about the history of Reiki, and I still pay homage to the Japanese ancestors of Reiki every time I practice. And I have an oppression healing program specifically for that reason. My oppression healing program, I offers free healing to BIPOC, and it's every Thursday. I offer my entire day every Thursday for free healing for BIPOC. And the reason why I do that is because I'm a white practitioner utilizing a Japanese shamanic, healing practice. I have not yet found the healing practice that fits with my indigenous people. I know I will, and then I'll probably stop calling it Reiki and start calling it whatever it's actually supposed to be. But until then, I do this because that's my way of living in right relationship with the ancestors of this ancient healing modality that does not belong to me or my people.
Right.
See,
exactly.
And for me, I never took Reiki, but when I took shamanic classes, and it's interesting is that the guy that taught the class is a good friend of mine right now, still is. He, also is a Reiki master, but it's interesting is when he compared what I still call it kind of shamanic energy work, but compared to Reiki, the only differences really was just on the setup. The actual process and what you're doing is exactly the same. There's just a little prep differences between the two, but when I say shamanic, energy work, it was based more because it was being passed down from the Native American side.
Right.
So, which, if we want to go through history, we know that a lot of the migration and things like that came over from Asia and everything like that and came all the way down. So that's why even in some sense, there is a lot of connections. There is a lot of similarities because it really did still happen. It still came from the same areas. So, but a little differences on just the prep work or, on how you get going, but it's still the same. So it's fun when he said that when I was taking his classes, he's like, yeah, Reiki, you could go and get all your Reiki stuff, but you're you were doing it all here in this version of it, and it's still the same.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
I didn't even let her give me my certificate. I'm like, it was so funny because she keeps saying, and she did, this is years ago. And she's like, I got to get you your certificate. I'm like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I don't need it. Just keep it. Cause I really don't need it. I mean, the people
is exactly why I don't
need. Right. And the people who I need to heal always find me. Always. They always find me. I don't have to go in search of anybody. They always find me. And I've put my total faith in that. And I just, I give freely of myself, and that's how I do it. I
love that.
Are you sure about that, Debbie? I mean, I've seen a lot of your billboards up along my drive to work.
Well, those
Kidding.
are not for healing.
Kidding.
Need I say any more? No, just kidding. Yep. No, but seriously.
And that's why I don't teach. That's why I don't certify people. I could, as a Reiki master, I could.
Sure. Yeah, you could.
People Reiki, and I could certify them, and I could make tons of money just teaching people how to draw an alphabet on other people's bodies and have no power coming through them at all. I could totally do that. Yeah. But I'm not going to. Because it doesn't respect the energy. I accidentally universally attuned myself. And if I can do it, that means other people can do it. And I'd really rather them find their way to that than for me to rake in the dough, teach them an alphabet, and then send them on their way.
Absolutely. It is not, again, it's not something you have to be taught. You have to reach in there, and you have to be able to tune in. And if you want it, you can achieve it. It's just the way it is in life.
Which is exactly what Adam just did when he laid on the couch and he released.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want it, you can achieve it.
Yeah. And it's, well, and it goes with, and it doesn't just have to be this stuff. And I think we all agree that all three of us will agree. I mean, anything in life, anything you put your mind to it, it sounds cliche and it's, but everything you want, you can go for it. You just got to put to it. You're going to have, rough times. There's going to be bumps and twists and turns and obstacles in your way. But that's a part of the whole thing. You have to have those.
Right.
Because it gets you better at what you're going to achieve. And when you do achieve it, oh my gosh.
Well, let me tell you what I achieved.
What is that?
I achieved something today. I'm not going to show you a picture. I did take a picture of it.
Okay.
Because it's kind of silly.
Baby?
No.
Oh, I was very excited. I was like, you achieved grandmahood again.
Not yet. No, I've done that 6 times already. Now I'm on my number 7. So I'm learning patience. So
I only have one child and it's my cat. So.
Oh, this is going to seem really strange. When I show you this picture, it's going to be kind of weird.
By the way, Debbie.
Yes. Yes, Rob. Where are you? Are you in the here and now? Look what I achieved today. Whoa, shoot. Okay, so how do it died out on me.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
So I've been losing weight. My tummy is not touching the steering wheel anymore.
Oh. I see.
Because I have been so on top of things. That's what I've been doing. Whoops, I lost my picture. Because I, almost 60 years old, have never been able to lose weight. Never. But you know what? I am so tired of the whole I have never been able to lose weight that I have decided that I can lose weight. And I'm going to lose weight, and I have lost weight in inches.
I am happy for you, but the spiritual mentor in me wants to challenge you. Can I challenge you?
Of course.
Okay, great. So it's okay to want to lose weight, but why do you want to lose weight?
So that I want to run.
Okay, why do you want to run?
Because I want to chase my grandchildren.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a great reason right now.
That's a great reason. I love it. I just, you got to make sure that you're coming from a place of, especially when it comes to weight loss. I have a lot of clients who work with me, and then with Annie, who you guys know as well, on weight loss goals, and it's got to come from this deep, authentic self-love, self-acceptance, right?
The healthy stuff, and I pretty much accept myself like the way I am, but what I don't accept is the fact that I'm getting out of breath. I'm almost 60. I don't want to be in a wheelchair. I've had foot surgery and I was in a wheelchair for a year, and it was grueling. Everywhere I had to go, Mark had to push me around, and I hated it. It just was terrible. So even losing I've lost a little over 20 pounds. Even losing that weight has made me more energetic. I'm able to climb the stairs. I'm able to walk a lot easier. So it's to promote myself to live longer for my children and my grandchildren. It's so important to me right now. And it should have been important to me before, but all I know is that this is my goal.
Well, it wasn't important to you before, because before you only felt like it was necessary because society told you should.
Right.
Here's the thing is that the word should is a lie told to us by the ego mind of society. That's our collective shadow ego mind.
Right.
Uses the word should. And that's to keep us all homogenous, mediocre, and unhappy. And safe, right? It's to keep us safe, really.
Sure.
The word should is part of our evolutionary DNA that helps keep us as a species alive. Right?
Yeah.
I should lose weight. Well, do I want to? So change. Every time you say the word should, change the word should to want in your mind. So I
Okay.
should lose weight.
Right.
Okay. I want to lose weight. Well, I don't really want to lose weight. Why do I think I want to lose weight? Oh, because society tells me I should lose weight because
Right.
thinness makes me worthy of love and connection. And since I'm a human who needs love and connection, I need to be thin in order to get that. Well, I know that's not true because I'm worthy of love and connection no matter what. So I don't think I'm going to lose that weight. I'm good.
Yeah.
But that's only if that's your reason, right?
I'm so fortunate because I have such amazing people in my life that have never judged me for anything. All the people that Adam and I have and our para families have never judged me on my looks or how I've been. I've come here with no makeup. I have not, and I don't even worry about it. It's like, to me, like, I think acceptance of yourself the way you are is the most important thing. And that is like the basis of bringing out people that can actually love you because you love yourself.
Yes. Thank you.
You
Yes.
know, I do. I feel like that. If I was walking around moping around miserable because I'm overweight, not too many people are going to be with me. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, oh my God, but I can't be that way. My life also has been very traumatic. I have also been through many things that normal people don't go through.
Well, of course you have. That's why you're a light worker.
Right. It's like bank robbery. I've been in a tornado. I've had an explosion.
Same.
These are things like normal people don't deal with. I dealt with it. I mean,
but did you get chased out of a country by the mob?
No, I can say not.
No, but correct me if I'm wrong, Debbie, you were kidnapped, right?
I was.
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
I was never kidnapped. I'll add that
I
to
was
my list.
kidnapped into
the play never have I ever with traumas.
Well, you never know. You don't know what could happen. But yeah, I was taken into the Japanese underground. So it was in Chicago. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, we all go through things. And does it make you who you are today? Yes and no, because you don't have to be a victim of your past or your childhood. I'm a victim of things that I didn't realize. I didn't realize I was a victim of some of these things until somebody pointed it out. You've had a traumatic life. You've had a traumatic childhood. You're a victim. You don't have to act like one, but you still carry it. So I still suffer from the anxiety and the panic, but I'm not like totally a bitch because, all these horrible things have happened to me. And you know what? I'm going to blame the guy who molested me in the bowling alley. Happened to be a black guy, could have been a white guy, but it wasn't. It was a black guy. Doesn't mean I hate all black people. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't have to be that person. You just don't.
Right.
I will never be that person. Never. So
well, and I think it's because you have that deep well of self-love and self-respect. Because when you have enough self-respect and self-love and self-compassion, then you understand how to apply those things to other people. Because we're really taught from the time we're born. The minute we come into this incarnation, it's just like nailed into us, this idea that we are not worthy, that we should hate ourselves, because there's been this misunderstanding. I think I'm going to blame religion. Sorry, people who are religious, but I'm going to blame religion. I'm a Catholic, so I can do this. As being the reason why we think that humility and self-loathing are the same thing. They're not. Or the reason why we think modesty and self-doubt are the same thing. They're not, but we really do kind of like internalize that our whole lives. And because you haven't done that, that's why you have the power to stand in this trauma and to really still be the healer and be the light bringer and be the beacon.
Yeah. I will never, ever use my trauma, my past as an excuse. Never.
But the people who do are the people who can't even begin to learn to they just don't know how to love themselves. They can't remember. And that's why Phoenix Rising exists. So I can teach these people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love Rob's, we manifest the universe around us. I love that. And I believe it. I believe when you are so negative and so, I was in an icky place when Rob was here last time. That's why he had to get a chair and sit right here in front of me. So I'm dragging the chair over. I'm like, okay, and it was because I was in a bad place, and not a bad, like, oh my God, I'm gonna kill myself place, but I was depressed. I mean, we've had so many deaths happen in the last month. We've had so much just going on, constant. My house is leaking. My new van is leaking, but is fixed now. It's an RV van thing. Water pouring in the back, stayed calm. My basement's leaking. My roof is leaking. I mean, I am like, seriously. I mean, I'm taking this all in stride. Yeah. And he showed up last week. I put my head down and I'm like, oh my God. He's like, you need to come sit down over here. Are you in the here and now or are you somewhere else?
Look on the screen. Look on the screen.
Oh, yeah. That's what he kept saying to me. That's exactly what he kept saying to me.
And it is. Well, we are
is.
supposed to live in the moment. That's the whole thing. We are supposed to live in the moment,
Right. Because we could be doing a lot of sulking about what happened yesterday, because yesterday may not have been a great day, but move to today because we're here today, right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
So we are basically out of time. So I want to make sure, Maria, that, if you could refresh everybody, just, some of the ways to get a hold of you.
Yeah.
So that way, if they want to take part in learning from you or taking some of your classes and things like that, please let everybody know.
Yeah. So the services that I offer are distance and in-person Reiki if you're in the Los Angeles area in person. Distance and in-person Reiki. I offer pet Reiki, and actually I do read your pet's energy and tell you what they need from you. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I offer spiritual mentoring calls as well. So if you just want to have like this whole best friend therapist situation happening, but with someone who's trauma informed, who's spiritually informed, those kinds of things, I do that as well. And then of course I have the program, The Phoenix Rising, that's launching tomorrow. You can find all the information about everything you need on my website, and that's www.ascendingarts.exchange, like energy exchange, not .com, not .org, not .anything else, .exchange. So, or you can follow me on Instagram. Anything that you ever need. I'm really good about Instagram. Not so great about Facebook. Really good about Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, that's at Ascending Arts. Same thing. So Ascending Arts Exchange or at Ascending Arts.
Nice.
Perfect. Yeah, gosh, it's funny. You get into these conversations and you forget about what we're really doing, and we're just hanging out. And it's amazing that when you finally look at the clock, everything's already at hours disappeared.
Yeah.
And it's amazing when that happens. And it's so cool that, we get to talk to people like you, Maria, that, again, it's just nice to be able to talk to others that are out there. And, we obviously haven't met you, in person. So it's, we can't thank you enough for being here with us today. And, we definitely will have you back for sure, especially, maybe once things get really flowing and the Phoenix program's off and taking its own little thing, flight and stuff. And
I'm
we'd
still
love to get
wanting that
update.
invite to the pool party. So
you got it. Anytime. My daughter lives out there in Huntington Beach. So
no way. I used to live in Huntington.
Did you?
I lived on 15th and Walnut, like a block in from the ocean. It was terrible.
That's where she lives, kind of.
Wow.
Yeah, she lives there's like a mobile home park that's right on the ocean there. She lives right there. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Well, then when you're in town, we'll go hang.
I will definitely get a hold of you for sure. Sweet. You're so cute. Everybody's
can I close this off with a prayer for you and our watchers?
Yes, please.
Great. Okay. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be peaceful. May you be whole. May you be open. May you be heard. May you be seen. May you be known. May you be understood. May you be loved. And may you be a beacon.
Oh, and back at you. I love that.
Thank
I'm going to have
you.
to rewatch that a couple times.
Awesome.
Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you so much for having me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Logan, reach out. I got you, girl.
Yeah. Awesome. So hang on one second, Maria. And but oh my gosh, thank you to everybody that's obviously watching this or watching it back at a later time, because you know everybody's got live. So when you do see this, we hope you enjoyed it. Reach out to Maria and you know, hit her up, see if there's something she can do for you, maybe help you out, get in a program if you're looking for some help. And absolutely. So yeah, awesome. So we are going to get out of here so that way you guys can have the rest of your evening, and Maria can actually start working on dinner at this point.
Yeah.
And yeah, gosh, again, thank you so much, everybody. Debbie, anything else you got?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you for coming in, Maria, because we really had a good time. I love your energy. I just love it. It's infectious. It really is. So, but thank you everybody for joining us. We really appreciate it. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a show. Please watch us next week. I don't know what we're doing, but we're going to do something exciting. Maybe some kind of like gymnastics or something.
There's always going to be a joke in there somewhere, so we will at least make you chuckle at some point in the show.
At some point. We don't know. we sometimes don't even have to try.
Well, we don't. Yeah, it just happens. So,
right on.
But okay, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Maria, once again. We appreciate it. And we are out of here. So with that said, you guys have been watching Adam and Debbie. We are Beyond the Silence, and we will see you again next time. Good night.
Good night.